A few weeks ago, I was speaking to a business manager at a school in Warwick, and they were looking for an SENTA to work with one of the students in year one. And there's a school I've not worked with in the past, so I asked the question that I always ask, which is, what kind of person typically gets on well at the school? And without hesitation, without skipping a beat, she just said, somebody who's open to feedback. And she was kind of laughing as she said it, but at the same time, there's a bit of a sting to the tone of her voice. And as the conversation went on, it became really clear that she'd had a poor experience with the person that she's now looking to replace. The TA that they were replacing was very good by the sounds of it. The school thought really highly of her. So there was no question that she had the ability to do the role. The issue that they had, in their opinion, was that whenever a teacher, the Senko, or the TA would offer some advice, she would never accept it. She'd never take it very well. She would get very defensive, treat it as a personal attack, and then put the walls up. What this meant was that the student progress stalled. She got frustrated in the role, and she ended up leaving that position at the school. Now, I don't know if that was the only thing that was happening, but the business manager was really keen to point out that whenever they take on someone new at the school, they're not expecting them to be perfect, but they do have an expectation that whoever they take on is open and willing to learn from everybody else around them, especially with the wealth of experience they had at that particular school. So next time somebody gives you some feedback, just take a moment, because feedback isn't usually personal. It's generally professional and it comes from a good place. It comes from people wanting you to do well in the role. If they didn't, they wouldn't be offering you the feedback because they'd want you to fail. So take a moment, think, is there anything in what they're trying to say? And sometimes there will be, sometimes there won't be, but it's worth just taking the time to have a think, because sometimes a small change to what you've always done can be the change that makes the biggest impact. And if it's coming from somebody, or the suggestions coming from somebody who has been there and done that and has the experience that you need in the role, then it's well worth just taking the time to consider, maybe there is something in what they're trying to say. It's only going to help.